Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to explain about suspending, resuming and stopping a thread. Suspending a thread is nothing but moving a thread from runnable state to the not runnable state. Resuming a thread is nothing but getting the thread back to the runnable state. Stopping is nothing but destroying a thread completely. These are the three methods which are present in thread class as well as runnable interface. Since in my example here, I am using the runnable interface. So interface will not be having the definitions of the method. So I am writing the definitions of stop, suspend and resume method here. I am making all the three methods as synchronized. Only one thread can enter into the stop as well as suspend as well as resume method at a time. So that's why I am making these methods as synchronized methods here in this program. As well as one more need for making these as synchronized is notify as well as wait method can be present only in synchronized blocks or synchronized methods. So I am making these methods as synchronized. I am designing my own logic here. You can observe the run method. Before entering into the run method, I have declared two variables. One is suspended, other one is stopped. I am making these variables as false. I am initializing them as false. They are Boolean variables. So just to check whether they are in the suspended state or in the stopped state, I am using these variables. Inside the run method, I am using one for loop. I am starting with 1 and ending with 10. It loops for 10 iterations of time. It continues to execute for 10 iterations of time. Inside the loop, I am printing the value of I. So again, I am using, I am invoking thread.sleep method. It sleeps for 200 milliseconds of time. I am writing the synchronized block. Inside the synchronized block, I am checking whether the suspended variable is set to true or not by using the while loop. So if it is set to true, then the thread goes to the wait state, or else it comes out of the while loop. So again, I am using one more conditional statement. If conditional statement, I am checking whether the stopped variable is set to true or not. If it is set to true, so the loop terminates, it comes out of the for loop. When the thread comes out of the for loop, so at the end again I am writing one more system.out.println statement to print the name of the current running thread. So it will be printed and it terminates or it comes out of the run method. So thread will be completely terminated here. Let us see how this execution happens. Inside the demo class, I am writing an object for my thread class and I am naming it as an empty and I am attaching that object to the thread T. And I am starting the thread. Once the thread is started, it goes to the run method. Inside the run method, it enters into the for loop. Initial value of I is 1. So it will print the value of I, that is 1 will be printed. Again, thread.sleep is invoked. Thread goes to the sleep state for 200 milliseconds of time. Inside the demo class, you can observe, again I am invoking thread.sleep method. So it sleeps for 200 milliseconds of time. After that, immediately I am invoking the suspend method. When the suspend method is invoked, you can observe in the suspend method, I am setting the suspended variable to true. Once the suspended variable is set to true, you can observe inside the run method, in the synchronized block, I am checking, in the while loop I am checking whether the suspended variable is set to true or not. After 200 milliseconds, so suspended variable is set to true, it will enter into the while loop and it goes to the wait state. Wait is nothing but it is not runnable state. Your thread will not be in the execution mode. The rest of the statements which are present will not be executed and it will not continue to the for loop. So it will be in the not runnable state. So to get the thread back to the runnable state, we need to invoke one more method called as resume method. So after 200 milliseconds of time, you can observe in the demo class, I am invoking the resume method. When the resume method is invoked, the suspended variable will be set to false. After setting the suspended variable to the false, it is notified to the waiting thread saying that the object has been released. So here the waiting thread is thread T only in the run method. So it will be notified saying that the object has been released. You can go back to the runnable state. So then it continues the execution. So the waiting thread comes to the runnable state and it continues its execution. It will check whether the stopped variable is set to true or not. So stopped variable is set to false only. It is not set to true. So it will not enter into the if condition. It will go back to the for loop. I value will be incremented. I value becomes 2 and it will print the value of I, that is true, will be printed. Again it goes to the sleep mode. So once it goes to the sleep mode, you can observe in the demo class, again we are invoking the sleep method. So when the thread.sleep is invoked, I am not passing any delay. So that means immediately the stop method is invoked. When the stop method is invoked, you can observe in the stop method. So the stopped variable will be set to true and the suspended variable will be made as false only, and it is notified to the thread. Here the no thread is waiting. So again, inside the run method, so it will check whether the suspended variable is true or false after 200 milliseconds of time. So it is false itself. It will not enter into the while loop. It will come to the if condition. In the if condition, we'll check whether the stopped variable is set to true or not. Yes, the stop method is invoked in the demo class and the stopped variable is set to true. So it will break the execution of your loop. So after printing the I values 1 and 2, so the loop is breaked and it comes out of the for loop. Once it comes out of the for loop, so before terminating the run method or it comes out of the run method, it has to print the current thread name. One more statement is written, system.out.println. It is going to print the name of the current running thread. So here I did not specify any name to the current running thread, so it is going to print thread 0. That will be the first thread which is executing, so it will print thread 0 and it terminates that the current running thread. So that's how it is going to execute. You can observe the output here. Only 1 and 2 is printed and it comes out of the run method and it prints the current running thread name as thread 0. So otherwise, if the empty.stop would have not invoked, then this thread would have been continued to execute till the 10 values. It would have printed I value as 1, 2, 3 till 10 and then the name of the thread, and then so the normal termination of a thread would have been occurred. So since I am using runnable interface, I am performing my own logic with respect to the suspend, resume and stop methods. You can use the methods already written in a thread class. So instead of writing implements runnable interface, you can write extends thread class. Instead of writing the definitions of stop, suspend and resume methods, you can directly access them, which are already present in the thread class. So that is also possible. You can try with that example. You will get a clear idea about that. So thank you for watching this video.